Alright, YouTube. Got another reaction here. I guess it's like some court shit. You know how motherfuckers be acting up in court, so I'm just gonna get right into it.
Facing inappropriate behavior to the point of being straight out disrespectful. Number 5, Donta Wright. Despite watching his convicted killer smile at his sentencing, the family of Jordan Klee is seeking closure and attempting to find forgiveness, a Washtenaw County prosecutor said. After growing incensed at the smiles of Donta Wright, 17, of Ann Arbor during his sentencing Monday, Judge David S. Swartz allowed prosecutors time to consult the family of the slain 18-year-old Pioneer High School student to see if they'd prefer he reject the sentencing agreement in place and send the case to trial. Karen Klee, the victim's mother, was weeping when given the opportunity to address the court and instead allowed her cousin to read a prepared statement, recalling the son who would often bring her a Wendy's Frosty after finishing work and brought laughter and love into her life.
That's
her son,
fucked up.
killed in a robbery, no longer...
That's fucked up, and then for you to just be sitting there smiling, thinking it's cool, yeah, bruh, send that nigga to jail. If I'm the family and the nigga sitting there smiling shit, I'm like, you going to jail.
Future, she said. Klee's senior year was supposed to be a celebration, but became a nightmare, describing the anger she now feels. Wright pleaded guilty to armed robbery, conspiracy to commit armed robbery, felony firearm, and second-degree murder. Charges of conspiracy to commit unarmed robbery and conspiracy to commit larceny against Wright were dismissed as part of the plea agreement, and he was not charged in connection with the 2015 gang-related shooting death of 20-year-old Keandre Duff in Ypsilanti. Wright is one of 3 teens to have been charged in the death of Klee, who was found dead October 4th, 2016, on a pathway near the Pine Lake Village Cooperative in the 2600 block of Adrienne Avenue on Ann Arbor's west side. Watch now how he viciously smiles during the family's impact statement.
Yeah, bro. Put that nigga under the jail. Fuck that.
Your why will never be better than his life. Why you felt that what you wanted, you were entitled to. Why you thought his death was an acceptable response to your jealousy or desire to what he had.
Why you can still hope to be released one day. I'll never escape my help. You are still alive. But Jordan has no future.
You won't get the luxury of raising your child because you took mine away.
The only thing I would say, Your Honor, is that if the court is intending to follow the plea agreement, then I don't really have anything. My client wants to address the court, but I
of course. I just want to tell y'all, I'll be home soon. R.I.P. Keon. I love my family.
Number 4, Spencer Boston.
Yeah.
You might have
that
seen
nigga's
a viral
not going
video
home
of a
no
young
time
man
soon.
lighting a joint in the courtroom
What the
and
fuck?
smoking it in front of Wilson County Judge. Spencer Boston spent 10 days for contempt of court. He made national headlines that week when he lit a marijuana joint while in court. Boston went before the judge on a marijuana charge of simple possession. That's when he started talking from the podium to the judge about how marijuana should be legalized.
Yes, sir. I think it's very unfair.
Hey, I feel him though. Weed should be legal. Cause if you allow drinking, think about it. If you drink and drive, you have no control over yourself. But when you smoking and driving or doing whatever the fuck you doing, you have control over yourself. You know what the fuck you're doing. When you drink, you have no control over yourself.
Marijuana law here. Marijuana is a very harmless drug, and it's been around for ages, since the 80s and 90s.
I knew for a fact I was going to be sitting in a jail cell, Boston said. He didn't want to hear nothing about it, so I did what I planned on doing anyway, and pulled it out and lit it up and addressed
That's crazy
the people,
though.
said Boston via
hey,
phone.
what a way to go out then. Fuck it.
Possession. I wouldn't be there in the first place doing that and disrespecting them.
When asked what his message was, Boston responded, I said, we the people deserve better.
Hey! We the people deserve better.
And if you're wondering if it was really
feel
marijuana in
you,
that
though.
joint, Boston said that it was, and that it was very good stuff.
Was there actually marijuana in it?
Yes, sir. There was.
You wouldn't have brought an empty
So
joint.
yes, Boston planned this, the hoping to highlight the issue of legalizing marijuana. But he said he's surprised by all of the attention. Some across the country and in the courtroom condemn him for showing no respect in the courtroom. What happened in the courtroom the other day, disrespect is disrespect, Lieutenant Scott Moore with the Wilson County Sheriff's Department said. Others were calling him a hero for the cause and started raising money to cover his bond.
Hey,
Number 3, Alan McCarty.
weed should be
A
legal.
foul-mouthed Florida man who threatened to kill a judge was sentenced to 20 years in prison.
Crazy
And an
motherfucker.
additional 10 days for a series of expletive-laced outbursts that nearly led to his mouth being duct taped shut in court. Alan McCarty Jr. of Milton was found guilty in August of threatening to kill Circuit Judge Stasia Warren after she ruled against him in a child custody case.
You
Circuit
shouldn't
Judge
have a
Matt
kid
Foxman
then.
said that
You
McCarty,
talking about
36,
killing the
also
motherfucker?
threatened a prosecutor's unborn child, prompting the crude convict to erupt in the courtroom, the Daytona Beach News-Journal reports. "What a bunch of effing lies, you stupid piece of S," McCarty yelled at Foxman, who earlier threatened to duct tape McCarty's mouth for his disruptions during his trial. "You threaten my life? F you." Foxman then ordered McCarty to be removed
If I'm
from
the
the
judge,
courtroom,
I ain't
but he
just
kept yelling
threatening.
curses and
Motherfucker, you
racial
would've had
slurs
tape
at
on
the
your
judge
mouth.
and at assistant state attorney. McCarty then spent the remainder of his sentencing hearing in another room where he watched the proceeding through one-way glass, the same location he spent much of his trial, according to the newspaper. Watch his outburst.
All right, raise your right hand. I'm going to swear in. I'm not under oath. Take my kids from me and act like that? You ain't bitch. Won't allow.
If you acting like that in court, because the kids getting took away from you, I could just imagine how the fuck you was acting when you had the kids, when you was able to act up, when you wasn't in court. You probably didn't beat the mom in front of the kids. You probably didn't beat the kids. You probably done did some crazy ass shit.
Took all my court paperwork. We haven't started the trial. It doesn't matter. You still deny it. Back room.
Wow.
Number 2, Michael Ray. A Kentucky man appeared in court facing 4 charges and came away from the hearing with a half dozen more after threatening to beat up a female judge.
Wow.
The entire foul-mouthed outburst was caught on surveillance video inside a Jefferson County courtroom that afternoon, showing suspect Michael Scott Ray repeatedly flipping off the judge and screaming at her. It all started when Ray, 36, appeared in court for a routine bond hearing stemming from charges of terroristic threatening.
Y'all be going to court acting up towards the judge because they about to sentence you. But you the one that was fucking up. You did it. You was the one doing the dumb shit that you was doing. So what you yelling at the judge for? She just sentencing you. You the one that did shit. You should be yelling at yourself. Look in the mirror, yell at yourself. That shit dumb.
Second-degree assault and 2 lesser counts. A minute into the hearing, Ray got upset after the prosecution asked the judge to set his bond at $25,000. In the video obtained by us, the bald, bearded suspect audibly scoffs at the amount, prompting the judge to ask him, "You think that's funny?" "I think that's hilarious," he replies before walking away. The judge then orders that Ray be held on $50,000 bond, declaring, "He's lucky I didn't hold him in contempt. He thinks these are funny charges."
That's his fault.
When the 36-year-old suspect passes through the courtroom again a minute later, he screams at the judge, "I hope I see you on the streets."
You're
Ray
not
also
getting out.
reportedly showed the judge the middle finger twice, ultimately prompting her to hold him in contempt and send him to jail for 100 days.
The county's requesting $25,000 full cash behind all charges.
You think that's funny?
I think that's hilarious.
Thinks these are funny charges. The bond is $50,000.
Hope I see him in the street.
Bring him in. I'm holding him in contempt. Oh, here he comes. Sir, I'm holding you in contempt for what you did.
What's the holding me in?
100 days to serve.
100 days to serve? Okay.
Yeah.
For what?
No, I figure that's just a lesson on what not to do. So you all are good.
Number 1,
Just the
Amanda
height?
Kozel. When Judge Kiana
Hold the
Lillard
guy
heard
like
giggles
3
coming from the
years.
back of her courtroom during an emotional DUI hearing, she refused to sit back and ignore it. The mother of the drunk driver was thrown in jail after she was caught laughing while the victim's family read their impact statements. Michigan native Amanda Kozel, 25, admitted she had been driving while intoxicated when her car struck an SUV.
See what I was just talking about? How they allow drinking. But that shit happened. But won't allow you to smoke weed. But if I'm smoking weed, I don't think I'll get in the crash.
head on.
I don't think I ever
While
heard
Kozel
anything
was
like
able to
that
walk
before.
away from the crash, the driver from the other vehicle, 31-year-old father of 5 Jerome Zerker, was killed in the crash, and his
Fuck that.
fiancée, 31-year-old Brittany Johnson, was severely injured. At her hearing, Kozel pleaded guilty to operating under the influence causing death. During the hearing, Zerker's family members were given the chance to read their impact statements. That was when Lillard heard laughter coming from the back of the courtroom and interrupted the victim's family in order to kick out the two people, a man and a woman, responsible for the inappropriate display. The woman was Kozel's mother, Donna. Lillard called the man who she had caught laughing during the trial a clown. As she told the court, whoever can sit here at a tragic moment like this and laugh and smile when somebody has lost a family member, in the entire time that Mr. Zerker's sister was speaking, That clown, and that's what I'm going to call him, a clown, was sitting there smiling and laughing. Let's watch this
That's
shocking
fucked
moment.
up.
This is the court.
That's real fucked up. Now, what if it was reversed? Would you like it if somebody was laughing at you? Now, anybody should have any right to just get drunk as fuck and just run your asses over, in my opinion. Shit. I'll do it for you, and I don't even drink.
Hall of Justice and act any way you want to act. You can go too.
That's fucked
Whoever
up.
can sit here at a tragic moment like this and laugh and smile when somebody has lost a family member, ma'am, you are being taken into custody for criminal contempt. Your disruptive and disrespectful behavior, ma'am, are going to the Wayne County Jail for 93 days for direct criminal contempt.
93 ain't
That's all
enough.
for the video, folks.
Bitch, you wanna laugh, bitch, you gonna be just in there as long as your goddamn daughter. But yeah, this the end of the video, though.